True Sky, Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the month of June. So the first deck that I am starting with here today is the Sacred Circle Tarot. I'm using it for the transit of the sun through the sign of True Sky, Taurus, which ends on the 20th of June. So on the bottom of the deck, some shadow energies we have here is the Three of Cups. So there could be some significant celebration this month with loved ones. So the first card that we have for you, however, in your actual spread is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is a card of defeat. So it does suggest that you may have taken on too much at this time and that you aren't able to complete what it is you've taken on. Maybe it's just too many obligations, or there even is the potential of malicious gossip, people talking behind your back, and that maybe even this person is quite cowardly and they won't say it to your face, like what the problem is with you. It's a good time to reassess what it is you're able to accomplish at this time and to just focus on the fact that this is just a step on the road of learning and knowing that you are capable and that the present time is a really good learning opportunity. The next card we have for you is the Star. So this card does signify that you have been going through hard times and that now you're at the stage where you can actually think about what it is that you would like in your future. What wishes and hopes do you still, remain after the hard times? And this is your crowning card, so it's actually really quite significant. It is a major arcana as well. The next card we have for you is the Four of Cups. So this is the card of discontent. So you may not be that happy with your situation right now. You may even be quite bored and just not satisfied in general on an emotional level. The next card we have here is the Nine of Wands. So this is the card of recovery. So linking here with the card of defeat, even though you have been going through this experience of defeat, you may find that you feel exhausted and that it feels like you cannot go on, but somewhere you find this hidden energy just to keep going. And by doing so, actually ends up meaning that you triumph against all these odds that are against you. So it's a good time to put your faith in the resilience of your inner spirit. It can also indicate recovery from a debilitating illness and also release from a frightening or worrying situation. So be strong, as these things won't drag you down. They won't be able to get on top of you. The central card for your reading for the month, Sagittarius, is the Moon. So the Moon has a very mysterious energy attached to it. It can also have an energy of like illusions and even delusions. This is the central card, so it's a very significant energy for the month ahead for you. It indicates a period of change and fluctuation. Nothing remains stable or certain for long. It's calling upon you to accept change and the cycles of life. It's time for something buried deep in your subconscious to be brought out into the light. It may be that you need to let go of something, like a bad habit, a negative thought pattern, a destructive relationship, or an old hurt that is holding you back and stopping you from developing as you need to. You need to change your attitudes, as they can be causing you pain at this time. You can't live in the past. You need to grow and face the future. What does not change stagnates. It's a great card for writers and artists, as it indicates new ideas from the subconscious manifesting as works of fiction, poetry, paintings, and sculpture. Artists tend to call on their most painful experiences to help them in their work, and writing down or drawing your problems may help you. It's a card that calls on you to pay attention to what your dreams are trying to tell you. And it's also an excellent time to develop your psychic skills. You'll be more intuitive than usual and should trust your instincts. So the next card we have for you is the Seven of Discs. So this card is very much linked with past plays of resources in your life. So it's a time of reflection and also care. So you're looking back at how you have progressed materially and what has worked out for you and what you need to do to continue onwards in your life. This could be even linked with this discontent as well. So there could be something that you've done that's made you feel quite discontent, and you need to figure out, where you're going to go from now into the future. The next card that you have is the Queen of Cups. So she rules over the intuition, which we were told with the moon is an important aspect of this card's energies. So having the Queen of Cups and the moon next to each other like this does imply, extra intuition. It could be a figure in your life. So they would be of the water signs, houses or planets significant in their chart. And they would be like older than 30 and, a bit of a leader in their own life and feminine and very caring and kind. Also, we have the Knight of Cups. So we have two cup figures here. This could be a person coming in as well. However, they are masculine and they would be of the late teens to mid 30s age range. It can indicate love as well. He has his cup on offer here. So it could be a new love offer coming in. And maybe you really need to figure out, is this the right for me? Something to do with this connection. You need to really rely on your intuition to guide you. And then we have the Two of Discs for you. This is about fluctuating resources and making really good decisions in how you're balancing your spendings and your incomings and that kind of thing. The next cards I'm going to clarify with are the Green Witch Tarot, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Pentacles. So Pentacles always speaks of resources, and the Nine is quite an abundance of resources. It's enough to relax a little bit. You have enough coming in and enough going out, and you can support, more than just yourself. So the first card we have, so that's the shadow energy of the deck. The first card we have to clarify the Five of Swords, however, is the World Tree. So this one does signify the closing of a cycle and a completion. So this defeat energy with the swords, that should be closing up this month for you. It should be ending. However, it can also signify travel as well. So potentially it could be on a journey that you experience this energy. Yeah, and it can even signify long distance travel as well. The Two of Pentacles is to clarify the Star. So the Star was all about your hopes and wishes for the future. And the Two of Pentacles is about, once again, balancing your resources, making sure that there's enough coming in, compared with what's going out, and that kind of, a very decisive energy there. And maybe that is something you really need to focus on with these hopes and wishes as well, is what's possible with your resources. And then for the Four of Cups here, we have the King of Athens. So this is your King of Swords. It's a masculine figure, could be of the air signs coming in, or houses or significant planets in their chart linked to the air signs. So it would be the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and that houses would be the 3rd, 7th and 11th, and then the planets would be their ruling planets. So Mercury, Venus and Uranus and or Saturn there. So they could be the ones that are discontent right now. So this could be you, or it could be a masculine in your life that is very discontent with their situation, or it even could be that this individual is kind of causing some discontent for you. Then we have, to clarify, the Nine of Wands, which is this recovery position, you know, finding that last bit of strength to succeed. You have Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands definitely indicates that this is a time, even though it's a step back from the Nine, to clarify, it's a time of abundant energy. It is the time to be bold and act. Even if this is to do with love, it's a good time to act on decisions, and it provides a lot of energy. So it's a very active card. So by being active and acting on opportunities, you will recover. To clarify the Moon, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is potentially of the earth signs and also of the age range, like late teens to early 30s, that kind of age range. Could be masculine or feminine. However, the earth signs, houses or planets involved would be quite significant in their chart. If it's not a person and it's something that you're needing to learn at this time, it could be about managing your finances and your resources, and that you know that there is some, you know, some resources and finances coming in. You're aware of it with the Moon. You're very intuitive and connected to this opportunity coming in. However, you also know that it's quite slow coming. It's not there yet, and I would not say it's going to be there this month, but you are aware that soon this opportunity is coming in. The next card for the Seven of Discs, which was about looking at past patterns and preparing for the future. You have the Eight of Chalices. So this is a card of letting go. There's something you need to turn your back on and walk away from. Some project that you may have been involved in may even have been draining you resource-wise, and you need to let go of it. However it is that you do that, there's definitely a letting go here. To clarify the Queen of Cups, this intuitive feminine force here, empathic force, we have the Ten of Athenes, which is the Ten of Swords. So this is actually talking about a painful separation. So potentially this Queen of Cups could have been someone in your life that you are now separated from. And it's actually been quite painful process. You know, maybe they were quite helpful to you, and however it's ended negatively, and you both have to part ways, and it's not a nice ending. For the Knight of Cups, we have the Three of Athenes. So similarly, so with this potential love offer coming in, or maybe this is just in your own life, there has been some heartbreak involved. The Three of Athenes is very much linked to heartbreak. And the advice is that things will get better and that you need to just let go and move on. For the Two of Discs, the fluctuation of resources, however, we do have this Page of Pentacles. So he does represent new financial resources coming in. It could be a child, like of the earth signs. However, it doesn't have to be. It just represents a new energy and of the earth suit. So if they are a person, that they would have significant earth in their chart. The next cards I'm going to pull from are the Earth Magic Oracle. And on the bottom of the deck for you, we have Wolf Instinct, which is quite a Sagittarian type of energy, really. So the first card we got for you, which is to do with these hopes and dreams and the balancing of resources, you got Fairies, Earth Magic. So this could be a really good time, if you can or you do, to work with the fairies, work with the earth spirits, depending on what it is you're wishing for and how much resources you have. They might be able to help you. If you ask for their guidance and help, they may be able to help you. Maybe it's in acquiring more resources for some kind of hope or wish in your life. Or maybe it's, you know, not so much about the resources, but just about some project that you're wanting to work on or complete. So for the moon, this intuitive cyclical energy, and then the Knight of Pentacles, so this is the resources coming in. You have Gaia, nurturing. So potentially these resources coming in could be involved in nurturing. I'm not sure what it is you're nurturing, but the nurturing in general is a very positive energy. Here it's linked with the Mother Earth goddess Gaia. And it's interesting that our Knight of Pentacles is another earth element here as well. So potentially also, I think this nurturing of your intuitive capacities could really help you in manifesting these resources. Okay, so for the Knight of Cups, which was a potential love offer coming in, and then the Three of Athame. So there was some heartbreak here as well. Could have been in the past, but could be linked to this love offer. Maybe this love offer coming in has experienced some heartbreak themselves. You have crystals, focus. So it's a really important time. If you work with crystals, it could be an important time to work with crystals, but it is really important time to focus on what it is you want in your life. Are you wanting this love offer? Are you wanting this wounded love offer? Are you wanting a love offer that maybe then ends up as a wounded, what do you want? You need to focus on that. And crystals could really help you if you're doing some kind of meditative practice or some kind of even fairy magic with the crystals. The next cards I'm going to pull from are the Nature Speak Oracle. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Maple, relationship balance. So there could be a relationship involved in this situation. And there we go. So we got Rose, love and healing as well. So for the fairies, we got Autumn, Harvest and Sow. So there's some link to the autumn here. And this is to do with this wishes and the balancing of resources, the earth magic, harvest and sow. Maybe you are at the moment in the autumn time, or maybe you're in the harvest time, or you're sowing, which is a really good time also to work with the fairies as well and help them, ask them to protect your crops or the harvest. Then we have Storm, resolve conflicts. So, and this is for the nurturing. So there may have been some significant conflicts that you have been experiencing recently, and you really need to resolve them and focus on more nurturing energies in your life, because maybe that's been a bit of a block for you. Then we have Rose, love and healing. And this is to clarify the focus crystals. So love and healing is a really good thing to focus on. Obviously healing helps with everything. Maybe you have had some ill health, maybe even linked with these three of, this painful heart thing here. Obviously, if you actually have some kind of heart issue, you should see a professional. So yeah, however, it could be on an emotional level or, another level that's not dealt with by the general medical field. However, there are lots of alternative practitioners that you could work with that could be working with crystals or even flower essences. The next cards I'm going to clarify with are the Green Witch Oracle, and on the bottom of the deck we have Mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. So there has been some underlying problems for you. That's a good time to focus on recycling them, breaking them down and recycling them. So the first card we have for you is Buds, New Beginnings and Expansion. Lovely. So something to do with this harvest and so autumn. But there are new beginnings and expansion for you this month. Then for the central cards, we have Broom, Energy Clearing and Freshening. And this is to resolving conflicts. Yeah. Because I think that this conflict has been creating like a stagnant energy in your life, and you need to just clear it out. You know, it's kind of like the cobwebs, the old cobwebs, you know, you need to clear them out. And then we have Mint, Abundance, Persistence, and Proliferation. And this is for the love and healing. So it looks like there is love and healing coming in for you. And it's a really good thing to focus on, you know, after this heartbreak. There's this potential new love offer coming in for you. The last cards I'm going to pull from today are the Australian Wildflower cards. And on the bottom of the deck for you, Sagittarius, we have Grass Tree, Enlightenment. First card, Gaimea Lily, Awareness, Mula Mula, Recovery, and Leshanotia, Success. So all very positive cards. So for the Gaimea Lily, and this is linked to, it's from the Sydney region, and it brings mental strength and clarity, as well as spiritual mindfulness. Be more aware of your actions and their consequences. It's very much a time for you to be more alert of your surroundings and the effect it is having on you and others. Let others have their say and listen well. Don't be smug or arrogant. You may have success in your grasp and have the benefit of greater wisdom, but there is still much to learn from others. A great force is pushing you on right now, and you're on the right track. If you have doubts, put them aside. Gaimea Lily warns that pride comes before a fall, so watch your step well. This great lily provides healing support for those with self-confidence issues. It provides a great boost in physical energy and focuses the mind. So this is for this new beginning. Then we have Mula Mula. So Mula Mula is from inland Australia. A problem could be very close to being solved. Do not fear the process or the fire of passage that may need to occur. When Mula Mula appears, it is a herald of rejuvenation and a new vitality that can now begin. But it also can indicate a challenge with an unwilling attitude surrounding the cleansing and release that needs to occur. It's time to let go so you can move on and recover from past hurts. It is also very much a warning not to look back. There are connections with a fear of fire or of getting burnt. Work on what is holding you back. The challenge of Mula Mula is giving in to victim mentality and in not being willing to accept change. As a healer, Mula Mula works well with those fearful of fire and heat, and with those suffering any deep traumas. And so this is linked to this energy clearing and the freshening. So there will be some recovery here. And then the last card that we have for you is Leshenaltia, which is success. So this one actually I think it might come from South Australia. It doesn't actually say. When this flame of success flower shows up, it's an affirmation, a yes to your question, an indication that you are, in fact, on the right path. Progression is soon to be seen for your efforts, and those who feel that wishes have not been heard will soon begin to see results. Leshenaltia is very connected energetically with success through positive action, and it will be a reminder to those pursuing success and future goals that perhaps your motivations and methods need revision. Another challenge could be creative blocks, and you're being reminded that action will be the only way through these. As a healer, Leshenaltia supports those who fear success and helps to strengthen the belief in the self. So this is linked in here with the abundance, persistence, and proliferation. So, interesting month ahead for you, Sagittarius. Looking at the true sky, the astrology for the month, we don't have a lot in your sign currently. There's no planets. The moon was there a few days ago, so that will move in again. However, we do have potentially quite a lot of different aspects. So we do have the nodes in Aquarius and Leo. So the South Node would be trining, could be trining your Sagittarian placement or placements. And then the North Node could be sextiling. So that's quite positive in that sense that this is to do with the karma and the dharma of the world currently and where that's at. So that's not a lot of friction there. That's quite positive. And definitely having the sextile with that as well is very encouraging for like forward growth and new opportunities. And then also there is Mars currently in True Sky Aries, which would be trining your Sagittarius, or could be trining your Sagittarius placements as well. We do have Neptune and Saturn, however, in True Sky Pisces, which could be squaring or challenging your Sagittarius placements. So there could be some structural issues and also even some spiritual challenges as well this month. The current placement of Mercury and Venus and Jupiter are still in True Sky Gemini, so they could be opposing your Sagittarian placements. However, this won't be for the whole month. They are going to slowly move out of True Sky Gemini and move into Cancer, and they won't really be aspecting any Sagittarian placements anyway when they are there. Also, the Sun currently is in Taurus. However, after the 20th, it will move into True Sky Gemini. So the Sun, at some point this month, could oppose your Sagittarian placements as well. So that can be a little bit unnerving, and there can be some challenges that come up. Potentially even mentor type relationships, where you're really learning from others. You know, they're shining the light on your weaknesses in certain ways, but you know, it's normally to just open up these things to try and help you learn to face maybe some weaknesses or some lack energies there. So I hope you have a fantastic month. If you've made it this far and you got anything out of the reading, if you could please like, comment and or subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. If you haven't already, if you already have, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your interactions on here with my channel, and I'll be back again soon with another reading. So thank you. Have a great month. Bye.